Thank you for tuning in with Imperial Pearls. Everything is on 4 Flex. Everything is on free shipping. This is the only 2-hour show on the day, so we hope you're enjoying all the spectacular offers we have to share. But we are going to move in, as I just mentioned, to this 36-inch necklace. It is a customer pick.
I'm so excited about this.
It is an all-time favorite within your brand of Imperial Pearls. If you are looking for the quintessentially perfect, breathtakingly beautiful necklace, meet your new best friend. It is magnificent, and at $149.95, we are taking 75% off of that appraisal value. Now, if you don't mind, Doug, are we able to show the left just to help our viewers see this evening? We do not have 5,000 of these. We don't even have 200 of these. We have 93 left, and that is it. It is a customer pick. The colors, Josh, as you said, come from Mother Nature just as is.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite stories in all of pearls. This is a natural colored pearl strand of freshwater pearls. This right here is one of the best-selling necklaces that we've ever brought to HSN. This is a huge customer pick. Not only that, but every single piece that we've ever done in the natural color pearl story has become a customer pick. The #1 review that we see when I'm looking at the reviews and reading them for this necklace is, you know, when I got it home, I couldn't believe how soft, pure, and beautiful the colors were when we got it out of the box. These pearls, the natural color story is beautiful because as we're on the pearl farms, only a few pearls, say there's 100 pearls, only a few of those will have a natural, beautiful natural color. And when we find that pearl, the chances are it's not round. It doesn't have the other attributes. It might not have the luster. So we really have to go and cherry pick each one of these pearls. So many other pearl companies dye their pearls. They use dyes and treatments and enhancements to try to achieve this look.
But these are not dyed.
But these are not dyed. This is just as Mother Nature has painted that beautiful picture. It looks as if we reached up into a beautiful sunset, pulled that color palette out, and put it right there.
Look at that.
So right there, you'll see some natural color pearls, but none of those have the saturation of color that would, or the shape or the luster to make it in. But right there is when I went to the pearl farms and I was sorting through the harvest to try to get the pearls to create this necklace. That's why we only have, you know, 80 of, no, in the 70s now of these necklaces left. And huge congratulations if you're one of our customers who's gonna get this home. We did this as a today's special in June, and we had the 36-inch necklace, the one that you see here. And it sold out in our first airing. This is gonna be like your first time that we actually brought it back, and we were only able to do these in tiny, tiny quantities.
Right.
We're down in the 60s now, so there's 60s all to go around of all of North America.
That's true. And
so that's what's amazing, because your neighbor is not gonna have this. No one else in your friend group is gonna have this necklace. And if they do, it's gonna be a dyed necklace that is made to create it to look like Mother Nature's necklace, like these pearls.
And just the consistency within the colors, the sheer
saturation,
size, the saturation, the hue, the nacre,
look at that shot.
everything, all individually hand knotted at $149.90. This is our best price. When we look at 4 Flex, $37.48 gets it at home. There are 60 now remaining. If you're the lucky chosen one who is able to get it, I would be quick to the phones. You know, we always want you to shop in a manner that's fun and easy and no pressure, but this is something that is so limited, we do not have many to go around. If you would like it within that 1 minute, this will sell out. Look at the consistency of the color, the gorgeous pastels. These are not dyed. Josh, I think that is one of the biggest things, because consistently we see pearls from other inferior companies that do dye their pearls.
Yeah, when you open that box and you see this color palette, it is 100% natural. Mother Nature painted this picture for us. These are gorgeous. And I also want to say, in between each and every pearl, these are hand knotted.
We're going to stamp this sold out. I'm giggling because they're trying to take my samples. I know you can't see that because we're looking at this, but I'm giggling, and Sweet Jasmine's trying to take them from me, and I'm like, no, no. Wait list is available, so we do recommend wait list.